Hi, this is Arturus. I'm talking about the 4-year plan here in UVM. So I have fulfilled with all the questions here. So now I'm just going to talk about the reflects or discuss about it from like the first year to the last year. So for the first year, um, I wrote stuff like joining the anime club and OIE staffs. That's basically showing me how to know better about the workplace and the networks in America, and they also to find my interests as well, definitely. And I also wrote to take classes in history and Japanese, basically showing me I just want to learn more about not for academics but for interest in more. And also I think according to the first year, basically I did explore for how to what my interests are and what my focus will be for the next 3 years. And I also learned about myself, like what I don't know about the work in the future. For example, like how to find a job, because I also add stuff like searching for major information, for example, online. Because for the first year, I'm not quite sure which major I'm going to take, because there's a lot of changes. For example, like a way I think that's I'm not interested in any major. For example, like I used to think about taking one major in Japanese, but then I think that's really hard to find a job, like especially in in America. I don't know, we only have like a few Japanese teachers, even in UVM, and for other Vermont schools, we don't even have the Japanese professors. So, yeah, I think that's definitely worth to think about. And then for the second year, I wrote more like trying to dig deeper in finding informations, build up for networks with with my friends, and getting to the anime club and trying to make friends, for example. But it's more like an experience for me for learn more about not just for academic works, but or like for daily lives, like basically trying to experience what I talked about in the first year. For example, find a major. Basically, that's what I was thinking about in the first year. For example, entrepreneurship, finance, definitely okay, and they also talk to the office staffs. For example, for which course I should take for the whole entire school life. For example, from the first year freshman to senior, how can I manage that properly? I think that's really what I need to do in the second year. And then for the third year, I'm trying to find more information about graduate school, or after I graduate from school, what should I do to find a job. So it's mainly focused on finding jobs, like you think about the future, and if I'm looking for undergrad, like I said here, so trying to find information about the undergrad school, graduate school, and for example, I'm in a business majors, for example, so I better to find one MBA school, like in America, which one is better, which one is more possible for me to take, to go into, for example. And also taking a job seeking class, just basically knowing more stuff about how to write your resume, how to write your cover letter, for example, will help me find a job in the future and learn some interview skills. And for the last year, the senior year, basically, it's launched to go, and I'm thinking to yeah, the major stuff for the last year will be a little bit rough if I didn't do it well in the third year. For example, I have to finish all the requirements for the majors, definitely, and for minor, of course. And I'm thinking to hold an event or something to basically show that I learned something for leadership in the past 3 years, and also join a business team, for example, for a competition, or search for a job and send out my survey and just applying for the job. And also, I think the other thing is really important is to set the goal for example, like a short term for like 5 years or 10 years. Like after I graduate, what should I do? What kind of job I want? I think they are really important. And basically, for the last year, I think I will be really understand what the goal what's the goal for my like 10 years after graduating school or from the school from university. And I also want to share my experiences like or my stories in school to freshmen. I think that will be really interesting. And also for improve my communication skills. I think that's basically my 4 year plan. Yep. Thanks for listening.